Hello Pirates and welcome to another Battle Pirates weekly update. Today is Wednesday, July the 15th, 2020 and it's update 1029. Let's take a look at the key points of this update, which has just finished deploying actually. Game is live with the new features. We start with a 4-week long Forsaken mission cycle. Those are good. We get a whole extra week of tokens. So remember, the first 2 weeks you can do whatever you want with the tokens. If you want to finish your mutineers, you want to build some conquerors, some defenders, whatever you want. Weeks 3 and 4, you should save the tokens from week 3, or most of them, and you save the chests from week 4. So on the following week here, which is on August 12th, when the raid starts and there's a new siege hull to be earned and built, you're going to have all these tokens to get that hull going and get the shells on time for VXP weekend. Alright, so remember that. First 2 weeks, do whatever you want. The other 2 weeks, store tokens, store chests, earn the hull starting on August 12th. And then when you start building, you spend the tokens you saved, then you open the chest and you spend those tokens, and it's easy to get 4 shells ready for VXP weekend. So you can rank it and do it all for free. Also new, as we just saw the Everest, the new garrison hull, there will be a new target, a first new target. According to Kixeye, it's tuned for incomplete fleets of Everest, so people can get a taste, and they have a decent payout. We'll see that in a moment. Most targets are still for Praetorians, but we should see more and more targets for the Everest. We have the Tides of March campaign starting today. This is the one where you get Praetorian upgrade kits, Praetorian upgrade and build tokens. So if you haven't finished your Praetorians going to X1, this is your chance. If you have Pegasus, it's easy to do. If you have the Zealots, it's walk in the park. You do it on auto, don't need to drive or anything, and you get it done real fast. So use that to upgrade your Praetorians to X1. Remember, they're still used in FM for most targets. They're also used in Pillage, and having them at the top level will reduce your repair time. We also have the Judgment Day campaign. If your fleet of Punishers is not fully upgraded, I strongly recommend you do this TLC as well. And, it can be done with the Punishers. And with that, you get Punisher upgrade kits, Punisher upgrade tokens, build tokens. And the Punishers are being used for pillage currently. And in August, you can bet there will be a TLC to be done with Punishers to allow you to get tech and tokens for the new siege hull. I think it's called the Gladius. So keep that in mind. And then we know there's a VXP weekend starting on Friday. It's a chance to rank your Everests if you're building them. And it's probably going to have to be suicidal runs because the targets are skirmish targets and they will likely kill your Everest real fast. So keep that in mind. One thing I'm curious here on the bug fixes. Kixeye is saying that they've made the loading times for HTML5 a lot faster, and that was my #1 problem. Sometimes the battles would take too long to load, and you take unnecessary damage because of that, or sometimes they would just not load at all. I'm going to give it a try on some easy PvE targets, low risk, and see if it's actually better. And that's it for the update in general, so let's now look at the FM for the next 4 weeks. Here we go, July Forsaken mission. As I mentioned, 4 weeks, we discussed about the tokens, we talked about the new target. The new prizes, that's the key point here. So there are 2 new armors. They are the armors we will need for the siege hull coming out in August. So we don't have that hull yet. Like I said, it's called the Gladius. And we will need some of these Y2C, ballistic survival, and Y2R, radioactive survival for these ships. One interesting thing is that the Gladius only has 2 armor slots. That was confirmed by Kixeye, meaning you only need 5 of each of these to build a full fleet. Keep that in mind. It's a very expensive piece of armor. In FM, I'm going to scroll down here and just straight look at the price. Here, it's 35,000 points for the new armor. Okay, but you only need 5 of each, and you have 4 weeks to get all 5. So, you know, in the end, it shouldn't be too hard, although the price is going up. We only need half as many armors as we needed before. Okay, I was talking about, so, oh yeah, the 132 target for the Praetorians being removed from the FM rotation, and the 160 for the Everest, it's being brought in. The new content, here's the details on the armors. They are twice as heavy as the previous one was the Z2C, and now it's the Y2C. Twice as heavy. They give ballistic damage, so we know the Gladius will be a cannon ship. And they double the survival. It's 12.8k survival. Same for the Y2R, but the survival is radioactive. The damage bonus still ballistic. So again, keep in mind you get 5 of each over 4 weeks, and you're good for your fleet. You don't need more than that. That's a bit of a bad taste joke or someone trying to be funny, but this is supposedly the new FM targets, which is like a draconian Arctic installation that has been taken over by rivers. So you see the buildings are mostly draconian, but the turrets and weapons, we'll talk about them in a moment, are river. And it pays a lot of points, 12,000 points. So if you can get, I'm going to try my Everest. They only have like 3 mortars each and 2 specials. They're probably going to die, but I'll give it a try after I rank them on Friday. And the other targets for the Praetorians are all still there. It will be interesting to try the Everest eventually on these Praetorian targets and see how well they do. We talked about the prizes, and some CM notes is just about when you can redeem and the chests and the capacity of the tokens and so on. Let's move on. There's a strategy guide now for the new FM target, which is very informative. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. This is the Forsaken Mission Strategy Guide for Tier 9, which is the Everest. So the targets on the map will be called River Ice Ports. This is going to be their icon on the map. And once you hit, here's what we're going to see. So there is a Meteor Mortar turret. This is an old turret that's making a comeback as part of this target. It's a mortar. Medium damage, explosive. It does splash. It's easy to counter, high counterability with anti-explosive, aka gales. And long range, not blocked by mounted. So this one either you have to counter or you have to outrun, if you can. The next one is the Vulture 2 missile turret. It's a missile, is penetrative, of course, does not do splash. It only fires at one ship. It's only going to damage one ship. It's easy to counter, so counterability high by anti-penetrative. That means sprints do not counter that because they're not anti-penetrative type. Long range, and it is blocked by mountains. So as long as you have mountains in between you and these turrets, they won't get you. You don't even need to worry about countering. Next up is the high altitude, the Brimstone high altitude missile turret. High damage, penetrative, it does have splash, and it's very hard to counter. So most projectiles will hit you, even if you have anti-penetrative there. Extremely long range. I'm hoping that means they have a high arc and it takes time for them to land where you were and you can actually outrun them, because they are not blocked by mountains. So not blocked by mountains, hard to counter. They do splash, so I kind of don't like these guys. I hope you can outrun them. One mechanic, it has this king killer mechanic, meaning if your ships are not, if they're stacked, it doesn't matter, but if they're not stacked, it's going to aim at the ship with the highest health. It's the opposite of priority targeting. Ship-wise, there's a Command Gore Saber. It's stationary, meaning it doesn't move. It's loaded with the Hyper River rockets, very high damage, explosive, not counterable, so don't put sprints. One thing I've noticed is this, we should use either MDS 3s or Gales on those Everests, but not sprints, because the rockets are overall not counterable. I believe based on the range of the Everest, we'll be able to outrange and to hide behind mountains, but not to counter. Okay? Because they're medium range, you see here, right? So just gotta be careful and never getting range of this ship. It also has this Hyper River missile, very high damage, penetrative, medium range, very hard to counter. But again, it is blocked by mountains, so keep a mountain between you and this ship and you should be good, assuming that's possible. Again, there's no splash and it targets the ship with the highest health on your fleet. Right? This ship has anti-rocket countermeasures, so if you try to use Praetorians on this target, you probably won't be effective killing it and you're going to take a lot of damage because it's rockets versus rockets. And the damage from these guys is very high. So I wouldn't try Praetorians here. The last ship is the River Hellstar. It's also stationary, it doesn't move at all. It has this River Hunter Mortar, medium damage. What's funny to me, it's called River Hunter Mortar, but it's a rocket. Go figure. I think that's a typo because it says here it's actually counterable, low range, low odds of countering by anti-explosive. And it's called a mortar, so I guess the type should be mortar and not rocket. Long range, not blocked by mountain, so let's see if we can outrun maybe this guy. And then it has the River Hydra rockets. Low damage, not counterable, blocked by mountains. So there you go. Mountains will be key in navigating the target, finding the good path. That always keeps mountains between you and the aggressors. Will be very important. Now finally it has anti-rocket and it also has a missile that's low damage, no splash and blocked by mountains. So finally here the last thing we have the frost field. The frost field does two things to your ships. It slows them down and it makes their weapons fire slower by increasing their reload number. The Everest will not suffer with the reload debuff and has only some, important here, some resistance to the slow effect. Increasing your slow resistance will not change that because this is not a slow stack, this is a slow field. So I'm supposing that tactical field resistance will help, but not slow resistance. That's an important difference. A bit more information about the Everest to finalize here. It's a long range mortar hull, so let's use the mountains. That's kind of easy. The second point is the most important. It says here, keep an eye out for new components for the Everest over the next few months. So Kixeye is kind of indicating there won't be new components in the next 4 weeks, but there will be things over the next few months. I'm thinking flagship, new armor, so probably if you build stuff right now, you will expect a refit in 2 or 3 months. Considering people have that build in 2-3 months, I think only people coining fleets will have them done that fast. But I saw Kixeye Robinson Biggins on Discord saying that he tested the 160 target with only 3 ships and 3 Everests, and it was doing okay. So worth a try, right? For 12,000 FM points, it's the shortest path. And you have that and you have your Praetorian, so you can do a bit of both. So I hope it's enjoyable. Right now, I don't know. And I hope Kixeye keeps dropping a ton of Everest tokens because we don't have the shipyard time to build those ships. It's mostly it's mostly busy upgrading mutineers and stuff like that. So tokens, tokens, tokens. That's what we need. See you next time, pirates. Have fun.